Hi, I'm Carly. I'm an actor at Scarefest, and I also am part of Makeup Trailer. They asked us to film a couple short makeup tutorial videos on some of the makeups we do in the trailer. So I'm going to do some quick bruising, black eye, maybe some hollowing out the face, and a quick cut. So people that want to do their own makeup but aren't completely sure how can do their own makeup. So first we're going to start with a black eye. I take the basic makeup sponges and I just rip them up into little pieces because ripping it also causes like texture, and I love texture in makeup. I think it makes everything look 1,000 times better. And I have this little grease paint palette. It's like a bruise palette, whatever. I got it from the makeup school I went to. It's Scraftobian. Also a short little sanitation thing. If you're gonna do yours and your friend's makeup, clean your brushes in your makeup in between. I just use like rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle. So we use at makeup school. Also for brushes, you can use like brush cleaner and stuff. It just keeps everything a little bit more clean. If you are super worried about it, wear gloves. If not, just hand sanitizer and washing your hands. Just, it helps everything stay clean and makeup. Who wants dirty makeup? So for a black eye, I'm gonna go into the yellow, and I'm just gonna go with light layers because you can always add more, but you can't take away. And then I'm just gonna go around and put it around my eye. Then I'm gonna go into the green. Now, bruises aren't usually perfect circles like black eyes and stuff, so you're just gonna try and avoid like the perfect symmetrical circle shape. Okay, and then I'm going to go into this red. You know, you could always use a brush to do this too. I just like the sponges because they're disposable, especially when doing it on other people. I like to pat it with my finger because I just feel like it sets it into the skin a little bit better. It's just personal preference. If you're doing it on somebody else, always kind of tell people try not to use your finger to pat stuff into the skin. I know it's really hard. I still do it. It's a habit I'm trying to break. But if you're just doing makeup on yourself, who cares? Pat it with your finger. Now I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more yellow. And then maybe just a little bit more green. And okay, there is a black eye. See, and you know, we're working in the dark, so if you want to bump up your makeup, it might look a little crazy in person during the light, but you have to remember we work at night out, and if you're working hayride or you know the forest walk or other attractions, you're gonna be in the elements. So yeah, bump up the makeup a lot. I'm not gonna bump it up a ton because it's just for a video, but all you have to do is continue to add more and add more and add more, just deepen it, make it darker, make it more vibrant. And yeah, so there's your black eye. And then if you just wanted to do a quick little bruise somewhere else, I'll show you like in my cheekbone area. I'm just going to take another sponge go in with the yellow, the green. And then a little bit of red. And then some purple. Okay, and then there's another simple bruise right there. And sometimes the paints can be a little shiny. Just powder them, set them in. One thing you'll have to like be aware of, like when it rains, it will run. Same with water activated paints, because water. The only ones I've noticed haven't been like awful is alcohol activated paints, but those palettes can get really expensive, so I'm not expecting anyone to worry about that. But yeah, so just remember that the paints, anything's gonna run in the rain. You're not gonna have perfect makeup when it's raining. It really stressed me out my first season working at Scarefest, and then I very quickly realized that nobody cares. We're doing the best we can. It's raining. So and I'm gonna do a quick hollowing out of the face. I'm just gonna use like black eyeshadow. If you have like makeup dirt, that's awesome. It's just like this brown powdery substance, but brown eyeshadows and black eyeshadows kind of do the same thing. I just use brown and black eyeshadow. Make yourself look dirty, just get into some browns, dirty yourself up. I use a big brush because I want to cover a lot of area at once, because you just want to be really fast. You do not want to be perfect with this. Now you don't have to put all of this together. I'm just doing it so I can show you everything in one video, but if you just want to do one or the other, it's totally fine. It's up to you. It's your makeup. You can do what you want. So just dirtying yourself up, and then hollowing out, just grab some black and actually going to like this. And then just go, you're just gonna do in like all the hollows of your face. So I forgot I dirtied myself up there. I was like, why did I push it that so far that way? I didn't. So you just hollow out like your temples and just all of the deep set points of your face. And then if you want, you can grab a smaller brush. You can do it on your neck too. Remember though, like, if you just do quick, simple stuff, nobody's gonna see that. So it's gonna be dark out, so you want it to be like intense. Because nobody's gonna tell. Nobody's gonna be able to see that from far away. First of all, it's like theater makeup. It has to be really intense because you're gonna be on a stage from far away. And you work in a haunted house, so you want everything to be kind of bumped up. So there's hollowing out, and then I'm going to grab that water activated paint. This is, I always say the name of this brand wrong. I always say Mehron, but I think it's Mayron. I've called it Mehron ever since I got into makeup. So I'm just not gonna break from saying that. But it's Paradise Makeup AQ Face and Body Paint. It's just going in with black. It's like solid. And then you just put water in it. Just a little bit, like, because you don't need to get it soaking wet. Like, I don't want it to drip, but the whole thing doesn't even look red right now. I don't want to see. Okay. And then we just grab a blow brush. For special effects makeup, I use cheap paint brushes because the brushes are gonna get destroyed. You don't want to use like a nice beauty brush because special effects makeup is like, it's gonna destroy your brushes, and no matter how much you clean them, you're gonna go through brushes a lot. So you might as well use cheap brushes. And then this is how we do really fast cuts. We don't use anything because it takes too much time, so I just draw a line to make it look deeper. I try to taper it off, but sometimes I just don't. Like so. And then, yeah, that's how the water activated paint goes on. So I just would not use that for bruising. And then we take coagulated blood, let that dry a little bit. I always use like a carving tool. I have plastic carving tools, but you can use a cheap brush if you want. It's just good luck getting it out of that brush. You're gonna be working at that. Then you take coagulated blood and you just kind of follow the line with it. Okay, so my camera cut off while I was doing this and I didn't notice. So I'm just gonna kind of leave everything on my face, but go through everything I did really fast. So this is a carving tool I used to spread this blood all over. You drew the black line and then you just kind of follow the line with coagulated blood and threw some down a little bit, made it look a little messy. And you could take the same coagulated blood and make it look like it's coming out of your eyes, your nose, and your mouth, whatever. Just make your mouth a little dirtier than you need, than it should be. Just make your mouth look a little dirtier, it's fine. Look like you're biting stuff. But don't get the coagulated blood actually inside of your eye. It's not really supposed to go there. It's not made to go in the eye, so be careful with that. So yeah, this is some of the makeups we do really fast in the makeup trailer. We do, if you want to do face paint type things, definitely get like water activated paints. They work the best for it because they're super like intense when they're going on. Yeah, if you want to use liquid latex, you're gonna have to dedicate the time to it. That's why we don't use it in makeup trailer, because it takes a really long time to do it. But if you want to dedicate the time to do that, you use liquid latex and like tissue paper buildup. I use toilet paper when I use that, and you can make cuts and everything. I did Chelsea Grin a lot my first season of Scarefest using that. Do not use scar wax. That will not last a whole night at Scarefest. It will melt right off. But yeah, you can use eyeshadows, water activated paints, grease paints, if you're feeling fancy, alcohol activated paints. I only have like 1 or 2 palettes of those because they're really expensive. But if you're looking for brands, there's Ben Nye, Mehron. I use Ben Nye Fresh Scab Coagulated Blood a lot, and I actually love Spirit Halloween's Coagulated Blood. It's also on the cheaper side. If you're looking to do it cheap, just get all your paint, grease paints and everything from Spirit Halloween. And in their little makeup section, it's where I got most of my makeup when I first started getting into it. And yeah, it does the job. So, hope this helped. Sorry if it didn't. Have fun. It's gonna be a great season.